I've been receiving a lot of very hurtful and offensive comments about my knees caving in on this exercise from my story yesterday. I would never allow my knee to cave in on an exercise. No, just joking. But let's get into those observations because they're good observations, but I'm going to explain why my knee is not caving in on these movements and what the difference really is, okay? So if we really slow this down, okay, the purpose of this exercise is to reach across my body with the jump, as you can see here, okay? But if I reach across my body, that's of course going to send my foot towards the inside, towards my midline. But as you'll see, when my foot hits the floor, there's a couple of key things happening here that is not my knee caving in, okay? Firstly, it does look like my knee's caving in at a first glance, because what you can actually see is happening is that my knee is just inside my hip. Okay, that's the first thing. And people associate this shape with a caving in of the knee. But that's not the case. The reason why my knee is inside my hip is because I'm reaching across my body and I need to manage my center of mass, my center of gravity. Second thing is, you'll see, if you look at my foot on the floor here, my foot is very solid on the floor, and what I'm actually getting is an E version at the ankle, okay? That is a lot of perineals working hard, pressure through the inside edge and the ball of the big toe, okay, not collapsing towards the inside. And then if you actually look at how I absorb the pressure, so let's switch now over onto the opposite side. This would be considered my bad side, my left. Okay, as I hit the floor here, you can see my knee is actually, if anything, outside, towards the outside of my foot. Okay, if I drop a straight line down there, my knee is actually on the outside, but it still looks like I'm caving in, but that's really not what's happening. And then as I push off, you'll see how I spring off and we get going to the other side, okay? This is the trouble with putting, like, you know, getting obsessed with like shapes in the body, but not actually looking at what's actually happening, okay? Shapes don't really matter in the body if we're constrained to one shape only and it should happen all the time. You should have good mechanics, but you should have the ability to be able to move in and out of different positions. You need that versatility in your movement, okay? And you'll see here, right, as I load down, I've got the strong shape, but then the loading pattern, if we want to talk about that, is as I hit the floor, you'll see how I load kind of down, kind of back, kind of outward. See how this knee, as I come down and I absorb the impact, I actually do get that outward loading, and then I release and boom, I'm gone off to the other side, nice and springy. So be careful, good observations from people, but be careful by just getting simply caught up in shapes and thinking one shape is bad or another. You need to have good movement mechanics, and you need to have versatility to be able to move into all kinds of positions with your body. That is ultimately what is going to give you resilience to injury in the long term, not simply just adopting a certain shape and forcing your body to take a shape because somebody says this is the shape.